everybody! Welcome to Saturday Morning DOOGER! Beep, 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 beep. We did it. We're here. It's been 84 years. I'm finally back. I feel like a fucking ray of sunshine, dude. I said fingies out loud today to myself. Good. I'm glad. Look, I don't look like I feel like $1 million. But I do. I feel much better. Yeah, on either Wednesday night or Thursday morning, I was like, guys, I felt like shit for a couple weeks, and it's just getting worse. So I'm gonna take the next couple of days off and try to just like kick this thing for good, and I feel way better. It's weird. It's like rest does things for you. So here we are. My Halloween costume. I'm your computer science teacher that's in your small hometown where you basically just get to sit there and play StarCraft all the time. You know that guy. Do those still exist? Do those teachers still exist? This is based off my high school experience. Hi, everybody. I'm going to need you to work on your HTML. You guys working on that? I'll come around in a bit. And then I will sit at my desk and play solitaire, and everybody else will do whatever the fuck they want. And then I'll get up occasionally and be like, what you working on? And people will like be alt-tabbing out of shit. I was gonna say you look like my primary school IT teacher. Bitch, me too. I also look like my high school IT teacher. Anyways. Yeah, I straight up had a not my comp sci teacher actually, but our science teacher would just be like, all right, I need you to read like this, and this, and I'll check on you in a bit, and would just go into his office and play World of Warcraft. And we would be like, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem fair. So despite feeling much better, I've actually had a kind of stressful morning because I went outside today. I can't remember if I mentioned this before. Bergie had like a really slight limp. No, I couldn't have because I haven't been streaming. Bergie had like a slight limp, and I was trying to check out her feeties. And I didn't see anything, but again, these chickens don't like me handling them very much. I didn't see anything. So I was like, there's not really a need for me to react in a big way, right? Because she could have just stepped on something, or the chickens could have, been fighting or whatever. I did? Okay. I did mention it, so there you go. So I was like, well, hopefully it'll fix itself. So I've been trying to keep an eye on it. I went out this morning to check on them and fill their feeder and all of that. And her foot looks swollen now. Chickens can get what is called bumblefoot. It's a bacterial infection in their feet. And if they get it, you basically have to take them to a vet. Because they might be developing an abscess that needs surgery or needs to be drained. If you catch it like super, super early, you can do stuff to maybe like reverse it. But so I've called every vet that is within about 10 miles of me. And none of them, all of them will treat chickens. None of them are accepting new animals. And the further out you go, the more they're going to be like, well, you really need to go to somebody who's closer to where you live because of fucking catchment shit. So, I spent my entire morning calling vets and no one will see her. So it's starting to look like I'm going to have to drive to like an emergency vet far away, which sucks. I was talking to my mother-in-law and I was like, there's a place that is referring to a place that is over an hour away. And she was like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, I know, but literally nobody will see her because the chickens weren't registered because, again, none of the vets around me were accepting new patients, right? So I've been just kind of sitting on it because I was like, well, no one's accepting new patients anyway. I'll just wait until there are openings. But now my chicken actually needs to see somebody. So trying to figure out how to be a good chicken mama. I feel very bad. The only thing that I can do right now is like soak her little foot and then wrap it up so that it's dry. Because unfortunately it's raining here a lot and wet conditions can make it worse. So that's the situation that we're in with poor Bergie. We're going to do our best by her. But this also, I was looking up like, how can this happen? And it can be like your chickens got into a little fight. One of them cut their foot, one of them cut their foot on something and it got infected is like the normal way that it can happen. But it can also be that like the living space that they're in is too moist. And, if they're out walking around, I have the igloo open. And the igloo's pretty small. So if I like clean it and put new, fresh, dry stuff in there, but it's staying open for a little while longer, like until it's dark and they go inside, it can potentially still like get wet in there before they go in, right? So this kind of lit a fire under me to finally make them a bigger coop. So I bought everything to make them a bigger coop today, which will also be good because if we're going out of town, it'll make it a lot easier for people to take care of them. They'll have more space to just like be fine in the coop for a little bit until somebody can come by to let them out during the day for a while, stuff like that. But yeah, so my poor chickens. My chickens have taken to flying up and perching on my head when I bend down to check the nesting box. That's very cute. That's very cute. I did buy a children's playhouse. I bought a secondhand children's playhouse, like I said I was going to. I bought a bunch of like waterproof tape to seal up all of the edges of the playhouse. I have a bunch of chicken wire already to put over all of the windows, and I bought like latches to put on all of the windows and the doors. And then again, we've got like the whole, like all of the huge blankets and the big tarp, so that can still be used and thrown over it if it gets too cold to make it warmer in there. But yeah. Try not to stress about my poor animals, because this also, this could easily have been, I know some of you are going to be like, it's just a chicken. You don't really care about chickens. That's fine. This also could have easily been one of my cats. And sure, maybe some of you also don't care about cats. Whatever. But if one of my cats had an emergency right now, I would be in the exact same situation. One of the places, they were so nice. They like double, triple checked for me that there was no way they could see Bergie. And they were basically like, if this is life-threatening, right? Like, if you have an animal that is going to die, we would take them. We would not let them die on you. But because this is just like her foot's infected, we really need you to try and figure something else out because we just really don't have the space. So obviously I'm glad that none of my animals are about to die, but I'm still just like, I hate that that's the situation right now, right? Like, if one of my cats was in a bad way, at least I know where I could take them, but it's still like, I don't know, it sucks. So yeah, basically since we've moved here, the vets have been slammed. And I don't know if it's because during the pandemic so many people bought animals. I'm not sure what it is, but every time that I've tried to register them, they've been like, we're not taking anything right now. And I hadn't super prioritized it. I just kind of occasionally call, right? A place that's near us that other people in the family use. But yeah, just nowhere is taking animals right now. That's also true. Yeah. Our dentist said that was happening because we took Clarky in to have her teeth checked, and she did amazing. But they were saying it's been the same sort of thing, specifically with kids, that like a lot of kids are suddenly coming to the dentist because there was like, you know, a 1/2 year period where people weren't taking their kids in and are suddenly like, I really need to make sure, because kids can develop cavities so fast. So a bunch of people are suddenly going, I should probably take my kid to the dentist, like Sam and I did. You're getting married today. Oh, congrats. I hope it goes wonderfully. How lovely. Yeah, unfortunately Nancy, even though she like worked with chickens a bunch, she's not a vet, right? She doesn't have like the experience to be able to make a call like that of like, this is definitely Bumblefoot, you know? Oh yeah, like clockwork. So Clarky and I on Wednesday, the both of us woke up with like flu symptoms basically, which is why I was like, fuck it. I've been kind of sick for too long. I'm actually really sick now. I'm not doing this, right? Took our tests. It wasn't COVID. But I was, yeah, that's why I was like, I'm not working for the rest of the week, right? I'm just going to try to actually kick this. God, sorry. You can probably guess. Sam was totally fine. And because of the way that our house tends to work, we were sitting around going, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. We'll just wait. And yesterday he was like, my throat hurts so bad. I was like, there it is. There it is. Yeah. He even took 2 days off. He took Tuesday night and Wednesday night off, I think. So he chilled for a couple of days for the most part. But still, at least you both aren't sick at the same time. That's what we always say too. Like, at least I'm typically basically over something by the time Sam gets it. He played League all night. Yeah, well, well, playing League does lead to illness, as we all know, but playing all night, that's just his sleep schedule. Yeah. Ooh, Age of Empires. I don't really know anything about it. I don't ever really play those games. For whatever reason. Did you play more Darkest Dungeon? A little bit more, yeah. It's fun. It is fun. I've been trying to like consolidate. I've been trying to figure out, because they have the feedback option. I've been trying to figure out how to give feedback about how I feel about it. Yeah. I have chronic League issues. Oh, it's an RTS, but the story is written kind of like a history simulator. Interesting. Yeah, I played a little bit of Darkest Dungeon 2 on Tuesday. So the last stream that I did, I think. It feels more Slay the Spire-ish. It does. But like, I'm trying to like play more of it before I like hard and fast decide how I feel about it, because it should be like the perfect game for me, right? I adore Darkest Dungeon, love it. I love roguelites. So you would think roguelites and roguelikes, really. You would think that like I would adore this game. But there's something about the pacing of it that I don't like, and I don't know what it is. I've also given the feedback, and so has Sam, that that generally it's like in the first Darkest Dungeon, we wanted the characters to interact more, and then in Darkest Dungeon 2 they interact too much. In ways that don't always make sense to me. And people keep being like, well, it's based on stress. It still doesn't completely make sense to me, and I think that that's just like a patch sort of. I think that that's something that can be fixed pretty easily. Things like, if I have two characters who have reached amorous with each other, like they're in love with each other, but every time one of them kills an enemy, the other one is pissed off that they stole their kill, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, because then, you know, they've established this like really good bond that is supposed to benefit your run, but the bond is constantly being chipped away at by like negative reactions. And again, everybody's like, it's a stress mechanic. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It feels like it's happening constantly. It just winds up, instead of being like, oh, I love these interactions that they're having. I love the way that it's establishing like a rapport between the characters and stuff. It just winds up being frustrating. And again, I'm trying to play the game more before I like give that feedback, because I think in original Darkest Dungeon, a lot of the early feedback was, this is really fun, but it's also very frustrating because it took people a while to understand how to play the game in like a thoughtful way, you know? So so yeah. There already was a patch. The "you stole my kill" barks were not supposed to occur that often. They were so often. Crazy. Your mug is my fave. I'm so close to ordering another. Thank you, Caster. That's very sweet. Yeah. So that, and then the pacing of like going from one place to the next, all of that sort of stuff feels like a little sluggish sometimes. You have a fight and there's so much about the fight and like the transitions and stuff that feels like quick. Like the second that you kill your last enemy, it swipes. There isn't like a moment of victory at all. So it feels like while you're fighting, there are moments where the whole fight like slows down to nothing to do like interpersonal interaction stuff. And then the end of the fight, it swipes so fast, like, and you fought them and you're done and you're going, right? Like there's just pacing stuff that doesn't feel like it makes a ton of sense all the time. And I'm not sure, again, this is another thing that I haven't like completely solidified my thoughts on yet, but yeah. I am feeling better, thank you. You might not feel that way with me, just like but I am. I'm feeling way better. Night and day, really. Yuck, 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 yuck. One sec, sorry. It's my mother-in-law. Has your moon-based beef with JP settled? There was on my end, there was no beef. I did the moon, and then JP was a man of his word and came by and gifted me 100 subs, which was very sweet and was not necessary. It was a goofy fight. And that's it. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween, everybody. The only thing that I have left to do are the bats. The bath soaks for the kids are all done. I have the worms all wrapped up and ready to go to put into the bats. I just have to glue googly eyes on all of the bats and glue little wings on all of them, and then they're done. Frickin' bats, I love Halloween. Yeah, it's been raining a lot out here too. You're the Halloween lady in the neighborhood. I'm the Halloween lady in my family. So, Well, my mother-in-law is also super into Halloween, which is great. But yeah, tomorrow morning we're gonna, my kid and I are gonna dress up as little witches, and we're gonna drop off little care packages for all the kids in the family. Are there any differences in how they celebrate Halloween? I don't think so. Not really. It's more just like either you celebrate it or you don't really give a shit. People go trick-or-treating sometimes. Also, in Ireland, they celebrate it differently, you know. The way you describe it sounds very British to me. I mean, it's the same stuff that we did in the US. Maybe you decorate, maybe you don't. Maybe people trick or treat in your area, and if they do, you give them candy, and that's it. It's more just like in the US, it's really full on. Like a lot of people give a shit about Halloween. In England specifically, a lot of people don't care. They don't really do. Maybe they buy a pumpkin, you know. Yeah, honestly, I think England desperately needs it, and here's why. Because y'all start fucking, y'all start putting shit out for Christmas when Halloween hasn't even started yet. Like, for the love of God, please just let Halloween happen. I'm from the US, so I'm used to there being 2 things that happen before Christmas. Not here. The second summer's done, people are like, so fucking jazzed for Christmas. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's autumn. Like, it's so much. England cares about Christmas more than anybody else, I've decided. Like, it's ridiculous. Why was I driving at night? I can't even remember. Oh, I was running to the store like really late at night. There's like one store that's open late enough for us to get a thing, and I think we needed like painkillers or something. So I was like, I'll go to the store. So I ran out to the store, and it was like, I don't know, 11 p.m. And they were playing fucking Christmas music on the radio. I was like, what? It's October. I hate it. House behind us has their Christmas tree up. Oh my God. I was watching a YouTube video, and the person in the YouTube video was like, oh, sorry, my cat is like playing with my Christmas tree. And I was like, what? Why do you have a Christmas tree up already? I don't understand. But again, I think for anybody who doesn't know this guy, if you haven't been around here very often, I did not grow up celebrating Christmas. The extent of my like trying to do anything for Christmas has mostly happened after I've had a child. And since moving here, especially because again, Sam's family super fucking into Christmas. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a Christmas family. It is what it is, right? I will do Christmas things. But I don't care about them. I care about whether or not my kid is having fun, and that's it, right? There's nothing about Christmas. I've come to realize that for a lot of people, setting up for Christmas is there's like a heartwarming thing about it. That will never be me because I didn't grow up with it, right? So a lot of this like bitterness, like, stop, it's September, right? Stop, it's October. It's not time yet for this shit. I realize I'm not the audience. I'm not the audience for this. Sorry, now my husband is texting me. I'm popular right now. I went to the shops for Halloween decorations in September. They had one pumpkin spice candle and then a bunch of Christmas stuff. Yeah. Is there any difference between Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner, or is it the same food? Again, did not grow up celebrating Christmas, and they do not celebrate Thanksgiving here for obvious reasons. So I can tell you that what my family makes for Thanksgiving is not the same as what Sam's family makes for Christmas, but this is like different countries. Yeah, we went to the grocery store and Sam was like, oh yes, time for some, fuck, what are they called? This is like a terrible story now because I can't even remember what they're called. Mince pies. He was like, time for some fucking mince pies, and grabbed a bunch of mince pies, and I was like, oh Lord, it's that time of year. You know, I like a mince pie occasionally. They're a little too sweet for me. Sam always tries to offer them to me, and I've realized, like, I just don't like them very much, which is sad. I wish I liked them more. But it makes me want to make my own innards. Also, I found a recipe for, like, little pumpkin hand pies. And I now really want to make some pumpkin hand pies, because pumpkin pie is much more my speed. What's in a mince pie? Not meat, as you might think if you call ground beef mince. It's like a bunch of chopped up fruit, in basically like a spicy syrup, not like hot spicy, but just like spiced, right? Sangria season and mulled wine season. I love that. Well, mince pies used to have meat in them. They don't anymore. So that's why they're called mince pies. They used to have meat. They don't have meat anymore. But the name stuck. No, it's not like an empanada. If you want a thing out here that is like an empanada, you would look up a pasty. Pasty. Mulled wine's great. I want mulled wine. I could go for some mulled wine right now. But no, I'm waiting until after Halloween. It's a matter of principle. Oh, I love all the sweet Valentines for Amarian. Our lovely mod. I do. Yeah, I make my own mulled wine in the slow cooker, which, by the way, is the top tier way to do it, because I've learned that doing it on the stovetop, I accidentally cook it down to nothing and then it just tastes terrible. Do it in the slow cooker. Save yourself. Amarian, everyone is doing little Valentines to you before you even showed up. It's very cute. Dismal Shark, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. Is it cold in the UK? It's still so hot here in Israel. I want winter already. Around when in the year does it start to get cooler in Israel? It's like rainy here, so yeah, it's gotten a lot cooler. Clark's wearing like warmer jammies and stuff now. About now. Fingers crossed for you guys that it gets a bit cooler. I just arrived. What did I miss? One of my chickens might have an infection in her foot. So I'm trying to take her to the vet, but no vets will take us. So that's the morning drama. On the plus side, almost all of the Halloween goodies that I'm dropping off for the kids tomorrow are done. So yay, that's wonderful. And I'm annoyed that in England they start trying to celebrate Christmas when it's September. Other than the bats. The bats aren't done yet. I thought I was further along with the bats than I was, but when I checked them, I realized that there are lots of, and this doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. I noticed that there are lots of spots because Clarky helped me paint the bats. I wanted Clark to be involved with as much as possible. But unfortunately, some of the bats, when you look at them, there are like, the paint is really patchy in some areas. So a couple of the bats are like perfect, like they're completely painted, they look great. And other ones, it looks fine on one side and then you flip it over and you're like, oh. So need to do some touch-ups on the paint. Yeah, I'm a vet nurse. Even by us, we're so swamped with work. We have a 2-month waiting list for new clients. Yeah, we were talking about it, like whether or not that's because of the pandemic, because so many people got pets over the last couple of years. But like, yeah, no one can see us. And the further out that you try to call, so I've tried to call, sorry, I'll keep this short because some of you already heard me talk about this for a while. But I've tried to call like up to like 10 miles away from us. And at a certain point, they just start being like, you really need to see somebody closer to you. But no one will see us. So we don't really know what to do. Yeah. Like there are emergency centers that you can go to, like walk-ins, but they're like an hour away. No, all of the vets around us will see chickens. All of them. Every single one of them. If I call and I start off with, do you treat chickens? They say yes, but are you registered with us? And my chickens were never registered. because no one could take us. So yeah. What can you do? Yeah, you don't need an exotic vet to see chickens, because a lot of people have chickens. But how sick are they? They're not. So that's the thing. There was one place that said if it seemed like one of your animals was like in a dire condition, we would take them. We wouldn't just let your animal die, right? But like one of them has an infection in the foot, and I don't know if it's bumblefoot or if it's something else. I'm not sure, but they have cut their foot or something, and their foot is a little bit swollen, and so she's limping on it. She was limping on it a couple of days ago, but the foot looked totally normal. So I was like, okay, well, maybe she just like stepped on something or whatever. I'm not going to worry about it, right? But this morning, I've noticed that it's swollen now. So that's the situation. And yeah, just trying to get my girl seen, because if it is bumblefoot, she might need surgery to like drain it. It might not, if it's a bacterial something, it might not be something that I can treat at home, right? And she already is not a chicken that likes to be handled. So trying to like grab her and like soak her foot and all of those things, which I intend to do, is already going to be really difficult. So her name's Bergie. Short for chicken burger. My daughter named her Bergie. So yeah, but it can, I mean, if it's left untreated, it can cause a lifelong limp. It can like travel up the leg. It can get really bad, right? So I need her to get seen. Just having trouble finding somebody who will take us. That's the situation. My farmer mom asks if the perches might be the issue. So yeah, I think that the issue is their coop. They have a small coop. And I think that because it's been raining so much, the situation in the coop has been too moist. And I don't think that they have enough places to like perch to stay dry, basically. Even with me like changing everything out every day, right? So I'm building them a bigger coop, but I need to get her foot seen. Dismal Shark, thank you so much for the gifted subs as well. I appreciate it. If you were gifted a sub by anybody today, please take the time to say thank you. If you subbed or resubbed and I didn't shout it out, I'm sorry, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Anyways. Yeah. Wait, what? Goodness gracious. So yes, I'm trying to do my best to be a good chicken mom. I grew up with chickens. I grew up on a farm. But, you know, it was when I was a kid and I was never involved in, like, helping the chickens with, you know, infections or anything like that. I didn't learn about any of that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of just, like, trying to do my best based on the information that I have. And from what I can tell, the best thing that I can do for her is find someone who is qualified to look at her. So... Morning. I have no idea if we live close or far away from Wimbledon. Do you still remember how you and Sam maintained your long distance relationship from way back then? Mm-hmm. Look, these are the big things that I always say. If you're in an LDR and you're like, how do you keep the love alive? All that shit. Remind them that you're thinking about them. Check in with them, you know? Send them sweet things for no reason at all, because one of the big things when you are long distance with somebody, it's very easy to get in your own head about where the relationship is, right? And if you have somebody who is just checking to see how your day is, or just sending you an I love you or whatever for no reason, it tells you like they're thinking of me, right? So if you're thinking of them, let them know that you're thinking of them. It can make a big difference. Also, we live in a wonderful age in which there are lots of different ways that you can keep in contact with somebody. If you are in a position where you're able to see them, which, you know, especially now might not be the case, but monetarily also can be a huge factor, right? But if you are able to see them, or plan on seeing them, having a time in the future that you plan to be together, even for just like a short visit, can be really helpful. And then while you're on that visit, if you can try to plan like when is the next time that we'll be able to see each other, to just always have something like that to look forward to is really nice. Again, I know that that's not something that is achievable for everybody. But having like a next time to look forward to was helpful for me. And yeah, having like Sam and I played Divinity together. That was like our game to play together when we were LDR, and that was really fun to just play that game together. And we tried to a couple of times a week have like dinner together. You know, time zone wise it would always be super fucky, but like have dinner together and watch something or just catch up and that sort of thing. Did it take a long time to adjust to glasses? I got my first pair yesterday. They make me seasick? No, I never had that problem. Sorry, I know that's not helpful. If your glasses are making you feel like motion sick or I feel like that might be an issue with the glasses. But maybe other people have experienced that. I don't know. My glasses sometimes gave me headaches. Give it a few days. Okay. Sorry, I'm just scrolling up really quick. Farmers treat suspected bumblefoot by soaking the foot in Epsom salt. Yeah, that's something I plan on doing. If it gets worse, then they call the vet. Their livelihoods are wrapped up in the birds. Yeah, so the thing is like her foot is already swollen. I was trying to like not worry about it because there was no evidence that it was anything more than like maybe she dinged her foot on something. But the foot is obviously swollen in comparison to the other one now. Which is why I'm like, I don't want this to get any worse, right? Anyways. Somebody said that there might be a forum for farmers in my area that that might be helpful to find somebody who could take a look at her. So I will definitely look into that if we keep just running into walls with this. Yeah, I mean, you can find all kinds of like, because not everybody wants to give their animals antibiotics, right? So you can find all kinds of like alternate things to do. Just as a newer chicken mom, it makes me nervous to try something and not have any expertise in understanding whether or not it's getting better. Does that make sense? To do one of these like home remedies and then wait and not be able to tell if it's gotten worse, in which case like I would feel like that's really on me that I didn't take her in, right? Anyways, we don't have to keep talking about this, but like that's where I'm at with this chicken thing. I would really just feel more comfortable if a vet looked at her and could tell me like what's wrong with her and exactly what I need to do to make it better. The farmers here use a 5-gallon bucket and they cut out a hole. Oh, that's cute. Wait, they take a bucket and put like the solution in it, put the bird in and put a lid on top of the hole so their head can come out and then just like let them sit in there. That's actually so cute. And that makes so much sense. That's a really good way to do it. Because I was like, I don't know how. Because I watched a video of somebody soaking their chicken's foot, but the chicken was obviously like really well handled from like being little by this person, right? So this person was able to just like be like, all right, chickadee, we're gonna soak your foot. All right, it's all clean now, and now we're gonna wrap it up. What a good chicken. And now you take your antibiotic. And the chicken was just like, just hanging for the whole thing. And I was like, not my chickens. Absolutely fucking not. They would be like, stop, let go of me. What's happening? I don't like this. Anyways. Okay, a bucket. I can get a bucket. I can cut a hole in a bucket. I can do that. Chickens all of a sudden know how to dab, you know? Oh, Lord. My chickens, of course they know how to dab. Yeah, that's true. I know Miana's like working on a test right now, so I don't want to bother her too much, but is there room for a chicken emote? Oh, there absolutely is. Yeah, we could 100% do a chicken emote. Wait, I just want to hold on. How much better does it sell, the high school IT teacher thing, if I just do it all the way up? No, I hate it. Never mind, I hate it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the vibes were completely different suddenly. Oh, that's true. I really... Just one, though. Yeah, I gotta do, like, this. There we go. This is my Halloween costume. Buttoned all the way up with rolled sleeves. You got yourself shop teacher instead. Yeah. That would also be a good vibe. Yeah, I'm making bats out of toilet roll. It made for a good title though, right? Chicken feet and toilet bats. It's good. It's a good title. What's my favorite type of mustard? All mustard is good mustard, Brent. Sam said one of his ears is completely blocked. That bitch sick. Bitches be sick. I know. How about tonight's misdemeanor? Oh yeah. Yo, do you guys want... Maybe I'm not supposed to do this, but I don't care. Do you guys want to see Wazy's art? I haven't shown it to you guys, right? So misdemeanor tonight, Misdemeanor is a found family pirate D&D show that I'm in every Saturday night, and we're about to like go and fight my old character, which is crazy. So I got new art made for her by Caio Santos. I don't know how many of you follow them, but they're a fantastic artist, and they did art of Wazy back when I was playing Wazy. So I went to them first, being like, hey, do you want to draw old lady Wazy? And they were like, yes, absolutely. So commissioned that, and it turned out incredible. But yeah, we're about to go fight her because she's been just a bunch of like weird in-world stuff. But basically she's an enemy right now, and we have to like defeat her to knock her out of it. Where is it? D&D Wazy? Oh, these are my old... Okay, so this is what old Wazy looked like. Just to give... Oh no! Bitch, you're too big! Fit to screen. There we go. So this is old Wazy. This was my, like, character art when I was playing her. She's a hobgoblin. And I love her. The outline, the, like, drawing was done by Amanda Amst. And then I colored it. So that's Wazy. That's how Wazy looked. And then in the campaign, in the offline campaign, she took part in a ritual. So did Starling. They took part in a ritual that made them age by like 30 years or something. And because of what we found when we looked up a hobgoblin's life expectancy, we were like, oh, so she's like really fucking old now, because they only live to be like 60 years old. Apparently now when you look it up, they have the same life expectancy as humans, but it's already canonical that she wound up being like ancient. so she's just super old now. Even though apparently it was unnecessary. But that's okay. So this is, oh my god, it's just so good. Hold on, let me make sure that you see it at the proper size. Okay. I love it, it's so good. So this is the new Wazy art. so good. It's incredible. So this is Old Wazy, ready to fuck you up. She's, so there's a subclass that I don't think ever became, like, legit, but it was a subclass that I think was in Unearthed Arcana for a hot minute there. It's called Brute. So she's a brute fighter, and she has an insane axe that does max damage and all of this other shit. So this fight's gonna be terrifying, basically. But yeah, she's awesome. I miss playing her quite a bit. I'm really excited to like do this fight. So cool grandma. Cool battle grandma. That's who we're fighting today. I showed it to Joe and he was like, my queen. Kaio Santos, hold on. I'll grab they do a lot of Critical Role art. If you look at like Critical Role stuff, you've probably seen them before, but they're insanely talented. Where are they? Have they gone private right now? Maybe. I can't find them right now. I'll find them later though, and I'll throw it in the Discord. There they are. Black Solander. Yes, there we go. The one that Amarian just linked. That is them. They are very, very talented, a lovely person. Go follow them. And if you like Critical Role stuff, absolutely follow them because they always do Critical Role art. A good spellcaster would never come in melee range of a fighter. Yeah, no thank you. Alis will not be getting anywhere near Wazy unless he has to. Brute subclass is dead. I know, yeah, it's super dead. But Brett has made it clear that he will play her as she was built and then some, which is the same that the Doki fight was. So that's fine. Imagine being knocked around by your own player character. What a trip. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting because, so in universe, Doki, who is Benji's old character, was like, and this is all stuff that's on the wiki and like public knowledge, so I don't feel bad telling you this. Doki was her father figure. They were super close, and he's going to be in the fight. The other one that she knew was Sterling, and she and Sterling were very, very close. So, like, basically the two people that she gives a shit about in the world are going to be there, which I think, like, presents interesting RP options, maybe? We'll see. No, I will not be playing her. Brett is going to play her as from what we can tell, none of the fallen heroes that have like popped up again, that have been like reborn and are fightable, none of them really talk. They're in like a weird, they're in a weird sort of state where they will just fight you. So a hobgoblin fighter is a dangerous cocktail. Yeah, she's insanely powerful, so it'll be fun. It'll be very cool. But also, I'm being shaded so hard in the group chat because both Shane and Joe were in the campaign with Wazy, right? And Brett was like, I mean, if you want to know anything about Wazy ahead of time, you know, Dodger's the person to say something. And Joe was like, I mean, Dodger forgot to add damage while playing Wazy all the time, so I don't think Dodger's really the best person to ask. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, wait, like 100 messages later, fucking Shane is like, I'm really scared because Wazy did so much damage already without her super axe, but I'm pretty positive she never used it a single time in our campaign. She kept forgetting somehow. I was like, I hate both of you. Unreal. The slander. Yeah. You get so, like, after a certain amount of time, you have so many attacks and so much damage that you can do. Like, I think at first, when you start playing fighter, it's so straightforward. So it's like it's really nice to play something like a fighter. Because it's kind of head empty, and then after a while it's like not quite as head empty, right? It's like a lot of math and like remembering a bunch of shit. Low level fighter in 5e is very head empty. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice if you want a head empty thing to play. Fighter's the one. That's the way to go. Well, I mean, Barbarian has like rage and stuff. Fighters just hit and then reach a level where you're like, I can hit twice now. Me hit twice. It's fun. It's nice. What if I hit more, though? What if I hit more times? That would be cool. There's a house that Sam and I want to go look at, and I got called by them. So I'll call them back after the stream. What level is Wazy? I don't think we could get above 10. But again, because these are like meant to be fights against sort of like demigods, Brett's making them more extreme. Like, she will not fight the way that I fought when I was playing her, right? Yeah. But there's interesting stuff with Wazy, like, she was, if you follow the IO stuff at all, in our original offline campaigns, there were two gods. There was a void god and a radiant god. Or Div and Void were their names. And people could be born touched by one of them, basically, like blessed by one. And Wazy is radiant. And And I don't know if Brett's gonna do something with that or not. Because of stuff that's been going on in phase 2. So I think that there's lots of stuff. Like, there were some fun things that he did with Ducky that were specific to Ducky's character. So I'm curious to see, like, if there's stuff specific to Wazy. I'm sure there is. That's going to be involved in this fight that I wouldn't even think of, you know? Anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a big old fight. You know what I revisited last night? Demon Crawl. I haven't played Demon Crawl in a while. They've actually like cleaned up that game a bit. It already was a good game, but there's like a Halloween event in it right now. And I think when I played it originally, there wasn't a tutorial. There's a tutorial on like how to play Minesweeper. Yeah, they're like still adding stuff to that game. No, Demon Crawl is the Minesweeper Dungeon Delver. Well, Demon Crawl and Radical Dungeon Sweeper are both that, but they play differently. Any interest in trying out the revamp of Guild of Dungeoneering? Yes, they actually emailed me to be like, hey, we're kind of like reworking this game. So I'm excited to play that for sure. Yeah, some of us are just born with Minesweeper in our hearts, and that's what it is, you know? And some people are born with a gap in our hearts, and we don't know what it is, and one day we realize that it's Minesweeper. So yeah, today gonna keep looking into stuff for Berkey. My kid wants to go on a walk, specifically in the woods, which is very dicey because it's England and currently it's sunny right now, but Lord knows in 5 minutes it could rain. So a little bit dicey, but sure, we'll give it a go. We'll go on a walk in the woods later. Sure, why not? And get them bats done. Get them bats done so that tomorrow morning we can frickin' bats. I love Halloween. Halloween is upon us. It's tomorrow. I've been playing Bloons all the time recently. Bloons is great. Bloons is also fantastic. Wet! Yeah, we're making frickin' bats. Basically, so the bats that we're making are out of toilet roll. So you take a toilet roll, you paint the whole thing black, and then hot glue the bottom folded in so that it's got like points on either side. The bottom, hot glue. The top can be opened up. And inside, I'm taking a little baggie and I'm putting gummy worms inside of it. So it's a bat with worms inside. Put the worms in, close it up. Googly eyes on the front. Silver Sharpie, little fangy mouth. And hot glue little cardboard wings. Adorable. Very cute. Again, got Clarky to help me. Clarky helped make the bath soak. That's all done. And we also tried out the bath soak. I took a bath with it, and then Clarky took a bath with it. It's a hit. Love it. So I think they're gonna like it. I also tried to make enough that I can give one of these to my mother-in-law because I think that she'll like. Oh, I finished the coloring page. Oh my gosh, I wish that I had it up here. I would show it to you. It turned out super cute. Super, super cute. Not to build myself up too much, but I absolutely crushed it. It turned out really cute. Yeah, look, I had a couple days off here. Wait, hold on. I can just show it to you. Wait a second. I just realized. Of course, I inked it on Clip Studio. So yeah, I've got it right here. It turned out really cute, guys. Oh, it's kind of hard to see though. It's hard to see like the deets of it. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy on here, unfortunately. Okay, maybe I'll run downstairs and grab one really quick. Sometimes you gotta beep your own horn. Okay, give me... What? Oh, okay. It's working. 1 second. Okay. So this is it. This was the test print, so it's on normal paper, but the actual prints are on cardstock. It's cute, right? So it's all the kids and the animals. We don't have all of the ferrets on there, but that's okay. But I think it turned out really cute. That's what Sam said. Sam was like, "You should frame that." And I was like, it's very specific to Halloween. But I think it would be really fun to like do one of these every Halloween because there will be, you know, more kids, different animals, like I think it'll be fun. So yeah. And I put XOXO Auntie Brooke at the top. But it's fun because, you know, since like Nancy has lizards and things, some of them I kind of like hid in there. So yeah. I'm very proud of it. I think it turned out very cool. Thank you. Yeah, I drew it. I made it. So we got all the dogs. Got the chickens. 1, 2, 3 chickens. There's a snake. There's a gecko. There's Sherlock. Thank you. Yeah, so I worked on that for basically like all of Thursday night. Thursday night after Clarky went to sleep, I was like, well, I'm not working tonight, so I guess I'll work on the coloring page. And again, my printer is not working really, so I had my mother-in-law print them off, and she was like, this is amazing! Which was very cute. Thanks guys. All that drawing is really paying off, you know? You know what's also really fun is Clark is getting old enough to like mimic things that I do when drawing. So I'll draw something and she'll try to draw it. So we were like trying to draw bats together and stuff. She did a picture of like the entire family. She just drew like a million faces on a piece of paper and like named all of them, and it was very cute. I was like, oh my gosh, Clarky. Yeah, Clark's a princess. River's a witch. Our little nephew Ned is a superhero, and he's making himself float so he can steal River's candy. I tried to be creative with it. I think it's fun. Clark looked at it and she was like, I'm telling a spooky story. And I was like, you are telling a spooky story. Bye, Cornbread Kent. Have a good day. But yeah, all the practice is definitely paying off. Can I steal this idea from my nephews? Of course! Of course! I just thought it might be fun. Yeah. I was like, I've been drawing a lot more. I could draw a thing that could be like a coloring page. So yeah, I just, I drew it and then scanned it in if you have a way to like do digital drawing. I scanned it in and then just went over the lines. And then printed it off on cardstock for all the kids so that it's like thicker paper for them to draw on. Said louder for people who are still thinking about drawing. Yeah. Oh my god. The consistent practice has made a huge difference for me. And I feel like probably I'm about to hit a wall where I think my art looks like garbage again. But that's normal. And it's good to know that's normal. I think it helps push past it, right? But yeah. I've seen a ton of improvement, even when I've had, you know, a week or two where I haven't really drawn very much. The improvements, I've managed to like retain them. So yeah, if you want to draw, just draw. Can I hire you to do one of my family? I don't think I have the time to do another one. I'm very sorry. Are you taking vocal lessons? No. I would like to. Who's stopping you? My kid. I just finding the time to take a class. It's not a priority right now. I used to draw every day. I stopped and I felt kind of bad about not drawing, and it's been 5 years. I stopped drawing when I got into college. I had to draw for my costuming classes, and I basically stopped drawing for fun. And I had a lot of guilt about it. I feel you. I had so much guilt about it. Like, this is something I used to love doing. I used to do it every day. Like, what's wrong with me, right? And honestly, and I've said this before, but like the catalyst for me getting back into drawing is my kid, because she wanted me to draw with her, right? Even when she was little and all she could do was draw a line, like she wanted us to draw together. And so I realized at a certain point, like, I've been drawing every day. I've been drawing every day for a while now with my kid, even little things, right? And tried to take advantage of that and try to be more consistent about continuing to draw every day, even if Clark wasn't interested in drawing that day. So yeah. If you can find a catalyst, whether it's in your heart or in the heart of a toddler, if you can find some kind of a catalyst or motivation to help you get over this weird hurdle that I have been in, and I totally get, this hurdle of like, I want to draw, but I just don't know where to start with it. And when you first start drawing again, you're going to be like, God, it just looks like garbage. Like, I wasted all that time, right? Like, it's normal. That's 100% normal. But when you start to see the improvements, it's so wonderful. It's incredible. And then you're going to hit another wall. Like I was just saying, you're going to hit another wall and be like, it's all terrible again. That's a sign that you're improving, though. If you start drawing and you see improvements and you're really happy with your art, and then suddenly you're not happy with it anymore, it means that your brain is starting to recognize like other ways for you to improve. It's good. It's all good development. So I'm rooting for you. I hope that you can start drawing again, because it's been really wonderful for me. You can do it. I believe. I have no experience with musical burnout, unfortunately, but my brother does. And he's currently on tour, so, you know, I also believe that you can get through musical burnout. I believe in you guys. Whatever art it is that you know makes you happy. I think it's okay to step away from stuff. You know. Is your brother still touring in Europe? Yeah. I think that he's now in Germany. I think he's done all of his England shows. So I think he's now doing Germany, France, all that stuff. It's been almost 10 years since I've written anything for fun. Yeah. He must be pretty successful if he's doing international tours. For whatever reason, his music does really well in the UK specifically. It's where his music does the best. He's like a funk jazz musician. and it does great out here. He does American tours, but like his English audience is always really excited for him to come back. His name is Jared Lawson. JARRODLAWSON. I should really have a command for him. Oh, there is one. There is a command for Jared. There you go. What is the band called? The band is Jared Lawson and the people who play with him. The band doesn't have a name. That's a pretty good name. Great name. Thank you. Yeah. I came up with it just now, so I'll message it. That's a pretty long neck on the photo on the website, I guess. If you're into necks, I guess. Go look at my brother's long neck, I suppose. Whatever gets you over there listening to his music. Which album would you recommend first? I guess his newer stuff, because that's the stuff that he's like more excited to be playing, you know? It's the stuff that's more representative of like what he's playing at shows and things. But it's all good. It was very cool for him to like to have a show that we could go to and take our kid and stuff. I haven't caught a stream in a while. Welcome. What time is it? Yeah, I'll be here for another like 15 minutes. And then I gotta go today. I'm sorry. I took a couple days off so that I could heal up. And then I was like, maybe I'll do a longer stream on Saturday. And now I have a situation with one of my chickens that I really need to try and take care of. So unfortunately, a normal Saturday morning DOOGER it is. Yeah, they're okay, John. Also, hi, how are you? What am I doing this weekend? Well, one of my weekend days is already almost done, but not almost done, I guess. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. But again, my kid wants to go on a walk today. Great. I'm gonna try to, I guess, give my chicken a foot bath. Very cute. And tomorrow is Halloween. I don't know. I know, John, I saw all your pictures. Did the door situation get resolved? The doorknobs, the multiple doorknobs now. So I need to replace this one with a lock. And also the spring mechanism in Sam's doorknob going to his office shattered and he was trapped in there. So 2 doorknobs. I wound up ordering them because, again, I was sick as hell. And they have not shown up yet. So just kind of waiting on that. The door thing happened to me. It's pretty crazy. When are you not sick as hell? You put it in quotation marks, so I don't know if you mean like sick as hell, like cool. In which case you're right. I'm always fucking awesome. Dude, I literally like went down there, tried to open the door, and he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "I can't get the door open." And he tried to open it, and I was like, "It doesn't seem like it's opening." And he was like, "No, it's not." And so I was like, "Okay, well, there's a situation with Clark, so I'm gonna go back to her, but like, if you can get out of there, it would be really nice if you could come tend to her because I'm on stream right now." And he was like, "Okay." So I'm literally up in Clark's, like, I'm streaming, right? But I'm gone because Clark has had like this crazy nosebleed and is asking for her dad, and he's trapped in his room. And I'm like snuggling her while she's asking for her dad, and all we can hear is right below us Sam just fucking doing something to his door, like desperately trying to get out. And it goes on for long enough that I was like, he's trapped in there. Like, he literally can't get out. So I was like, all right, Clark, we have to go save daddy. And she was like, "No, I don't want to." And I was like, well, he's trapped in his room, and we are the only people who can save him. So can you be a little superhero for me, and can we go and save daddy? And she was like, okay. So it kept being her job to like stay every time I needed to pass him a tool through the window outside. I kept having to be like, "Clarky, can you stand at the door and keep daddy company?" So Sam would literally, while I was stepping outside with like various tools and shit while we were trying to get this thing fixed, to basically try and not have to, because everybody was like, "You're gonna have to break the door down. Like, if this thing shattered, you will have to break the door down." And we were like, fuck, please, we'll try literally everything before we do that. So it would be so cute. There would just be Clarky like, "Hi, daddy. Daddy, daddy, you're stuck in your room." He'd be like, "I know, honey. I'm aware, yeah." Who is Sam? My husband. He works downstairs in a separate office, and he got trapped in there. Yes, we didn't have to break the door down. We managed to get it open. And then we were so like laser focused on like, okay, now get Clark back to bed, get her comfy, get her settled, end my stream, right? Like all of that stuff that I totally spaced on the fact that we needed to like take this thing out of the door, right? So we had taken the knobs off both sides so that we could see into the mechanism to like basically grab it with like a manicure tool that I had. We basically grabbed it with a manicure tool and pulled it back enough that it would open. And then I kept being like, okay, and I'm gonna take the rest of it out so that you don't get trapped in there again. And totally forgot about it because our focus was Clark, right? Sam didn't mention anything. And then I want to say yesterday, I was down there, I was asking him about food. It was either yesterday or the day before. I was asking him about food while he was streaming, and I started to walk out, and I was like, "It's still in the door." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, if this was closed, you would have been fucking trapped in there all over again. And he was like, "Yeah." So I took the rest of it out of the door, but I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What? Oh, God. I also love Sam. What a sweet bean. would have 100% closed it behind me and been like, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. No, if you already struggle with like task, like focus stuff, and then you have a toddler, like Sam's been doomed for the last 3 years of his life, right? Like it's almost impossible for him to start a task and finish it. And that's just his brain. It's just his brain. And we do our best, and we try to like create systems around the house to help him. But like, I know that it's everybody's first impulse to be like, it's like there's 2 toddlers in your house. But, you know, Sam's brain just works differently. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that, you know, we need to talk about how to make things make more sense. And in a situation like the door shatters, something in the door shattered and the door doesn't click. That's not a thing you can prepare for, right? And then there's a toddler there who, you know, just had a huge nosebleed and is so exhausted, and you have to put them to bed. And then guess what? That doorknob basically doesn't exist. After that, once he's walked away from it, the doorknob doesn't exist anymore. And the only reason that it got taken care of is because I went into his room, and then as I was leaving went, it's still in the door, right? So it is not a chore for me to support where I can and be the person to be like, hey, you almost got locked in again. My brother-in-law has ADHD. Having my nephew was like a wrecking ball for his routines and memory. Yeah, we both have different strengths. Sometimes I've had to sort of accept that I still struggle with some anxiety stuff. It was much worse when I was younger because it also applied to like being around people and like all that sort of stuff. A lot of that I don't struggle with anymore, which is really nice. And I think part of it is just being an adult and knowing like if I don't want to be around people anymore, I can just leave. Right? Like having a bit more control over your life, I think, can help with that. But I've had to accept that I will struggle with some of the same things that Sam does when there are things in my life that are stressing me out. Then a lot of stuff starts to just like domino in a bad way for me. So some of my work on myself has been like, how do I keep myself from hitting that wall in the first place? And I don't always do it well, but yeah, for sure. I think that figuring out how your brain work can help mitigate a lot of that sort of stuff. And also just like if you have your own home or your own space, if you have control over like your area and can figure out how to establish your area in a way that makes more sense for how you work, it can help with so much stuff. It's just like figuring out what it is that needs to be fixed can be really rough. Bye, Sincerius. Dodger back online. Yeah, I'm about to go though. I'm about to go though. At the top of the hour, I'm gonna need to leave because I need to figure some stuff out. I was gonna stream for a little bit longer, but I can't today, unfortunately. Yeah, it's also like, I mean, I think that we should absolutely take advantage of the fact that the internet exists and you can find people who maybe struggle with the same things you do and figure out what they did differently and try that stuff, right? It's the exact same process as with my kid. If we run into something with my kid, I will start looking around and yeah, I'll run into a bunch of stuff where I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not doing that. But occasionally somebody will be like, I did this and it worked really well for me. And I'll be like, that suits my parenting style. I could try that. Yeah. I don't see any, that has potential for me. Right. It's the same sort of stuff. I have an issue with like surfaces to put things on. Right. We'll just pare it down to that. A surface to drop a thing will eventually get covered in things. That is just the nature of my home. So, a person that I watch was like, you know what I realized eventually is I should just not have a bedside table. I don't use it in a way that makes any kind of sense. So instead what I did was I put a tiny shelf next to my bed that can hold a little light and my book, and that's it. And I can't put anything else there. Maybe a glass of water, but things can't collect there. It's impossible. And I was like, I should fucking do that. Because if you go to my bedside table, there are drawers. There certainly are drawers. And if you open them, nothing. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in those drawers. I don't use them for anything. The top though, the top of the bedside table covered in shit. Covered in shit. Why? What's on there? Not stuff that needs to be there. I'll tell you that much. So, anyways, you might look. Somebody might say something while you're looking around at stuff. Somebody might say something that makes you go, oh, I should do that. That's a great idea. So my plan is to combine two things. Number one being put a shelf instead of a bedside table. And number two is if you're somebody who just shucks all of your clothes off next to the bed before you hop into bed and you're like, well, some of that stuff I intend to wear tomorrow. It's not actually that dirty, right? I will wear it again. And then you wake up and you're like, wait, but now there's like 3 days worth of clothes here and I don't remember what's dirty and what isn't. Somebody was like, oh, I just put a basket next to my bed. And if it's something I want to wear again, I throw it in the basket. And I was like, yes. Yes. That's the smart thing. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So now it's going to be a shelf and a little basket for clothes that I want to wear again. And some of you are going to be like, that doesn't make any sense. To me, that makes a shit ton of sense. So yeah. Somebody might say something where you're like, that makes a ton of sense to me specifically. Arnar, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're safe. Everybody say hi, Arnar. Sometimes Arnar will swing by chat while he's on the ship, and you can tell he's got really spotty internet, but he manages to throw like a, hey! Philflex or Feeflex. Not sure which it is, but welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much.
Coffee drinking burrito babe.
Alrighty. Let's start wrapping this up. Thank you all so much for swinging by. Again, I was gone the last couple of days. I wasn't streaming for a few days here because I was pretty sick. And when I said it on Twitter, somebody was like, "Seems like you're sick all the time." Unfortunately, yeah, I have a toddler who's in preschool, so yeah, I'm sick often, which is unfortunate. But taking a couple of days off did me a load of good, and I think I've finally like mostly kicked this thing and can proceed as normal instead of being somewhat sick for like weeks. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's read off. We have a bunch of Valentines from today. Shiren said, "Good morning, everybody. I just woke up. I'm here to spend some good luck and good vibes. I'm getting married today. I'm sending out all of the good spirit energy that I can, and I hope you all have an amazing day." Again, Shiren, I hope your wedding goes amazingly. Statue said, "Shout out to Amarian, who is a great mod." Agreed. Henry said, "To the best mod in our chat, Amarian. Thank you for putting up with chat's antics and giving us stabs when we misbehave. Most importantly, thanks for keeping chat a safe and wholesome place." Sir Chunk said, "A shout out to Amarian, who is not only a great mod, but also an amazing person. We love you." Winter said, "One of the best mods, Amarian, keeping us safe from ourselves." Winter also said, "Alex Ratman, another great mod that also made one of the most used emotes that I've used, Doog Suffer." And then Winter also said, "Heads up, a geomagnetic storm is hitting this weekend. You might be able to see amazing light shows in the sky at night." So there you go. Thank you for all the mod love, guys. And I'm going to open up Raid Leader if anybody has somebody that they would like to raid. And in the meantime, oops, 4 days ago, that's too far. Marsters, thank you for the 64 months. Cornbread Kent for the 10. Citro for the 71. Amarian for the 56. Gucciardini for the 9. Happy Twitch baby. Rhyme for the 8. Dismal Shark, again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. Zelda for the 15 months. Weird Uncle J for the 63. Based Gumi, thank you for the 37. Drowsy for the 55. Dismal Shark for the gifted subs as well. Thank you again so much. Bakovic, thank you for the 33. Spiral Phoenixes for the 15. Marlus, thank you for the 2 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support. I hope you're having a good day. Shikauku, thank you for the 43 months. Dahobo for the 22. Meatloaf McGee for the 30. Crumbling Biscuit for the 50. Roboron for the 50 as well. Thank you guys. Neka Lucifer for the 13. Xander Prime for the 32. Tom Servo for the 60. Happy 5 years. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Loey, thank you for the 45. Barikato for the 13. IRL Dex for the 20. Free for the 56. Bold Garlic for the 2 years. Happy anniversary to Bold Garlic. Thank you so much. Chewy Lemon, thank you for the 4. Miyabi for the 10. I am Spellbound for the 11. Nix Pip for the 28. Arnar for the gifted subs just now. And Fewflex, again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Mayo Malay for the 47. And Mighty Deacon for the gifted sub. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. We have a raid redemption. Another Just Chatter. Wonderful. Sending you over to another Just Chatting stream, twitch.tv/Leah. Go spread love, spread joy. I'm gonna go be a mama and try to take care of my chicken. Wish me luck. Tonight is Misdemeanor. It's a huge fight episode. Very, very excited. Fighting my old character from the offline games, which is very exciting. And tomorrow will be Godforged, which is another D&D show that I'm on Joe Fudge's channel. So if you're looking for some fun D&D to watch with some good buds, both of those are great. And next time that I stream normally will be on Monday. Okay? Wonderful. Thank you all. You're lovely. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.